So, this kind of upset me. Y'all, in the 90s, you probably remember the films Point Break and Varsity Blues. The fellow who wrote those films is actively trying to kill homeless people. That sounds like a lie. It is not. He instigated an effort to put boulders down under the tunnels in LA to keep homeless people from refuge in the shade of the heat wave. There's a heat wave in California, and this millionaire who wrote Varsity Blues, alright, this guy has money. Y'all know how much money that movie made. He has money. He's making a GoFundMe to have other people help him put boulders in place, any place that there is shade, that a homeless person might be trying to seek out refuge from this scorching heat wave that literally is killing people. I'm going to turn my face off so I can show you the full article. Hold on. This is messed up. So, alright. On Sunday, September 6th, so this was like on Labor Day. The day before Labor Day, this is what they're doing. As record-breaking temperatures scorched the region, a crew got to work placing approximately 60 large rocks along the walls of the Cataragisk Tunnel, an I-10 freeway underpass that connects LA's Rainier Village neighborhood and the Culver City Arts District. The project was orchestrated by a group of housed neighbors intent on keeping unhoused people from continuing to take refuge in the tunnel. There's a picture of the rocks. You know what? Fuck those rocks, bitch. When I come to LA, I'm gonna sleep on one of those motherfucking rocks. You think I can't push a rock out of my way and sleep in between them and flip you the fuck off when you drive by? Fuck you. Sorry. The city was not able to do it for us, so we took action, says an asshole named W. Peter Iliff, a Hollywood screenwriter who's lived in Rainier Village for 2 years. When an opportunity arose and there was no homeless in the tunnel, we moved very quickly because we were kind of laying in wait for this opportunity. Iliff, who wrote Point Break and Varsity Blues, directed Trump's America, a short film that centers on LA's homelessness crisis. Co-organized a GoFundMe that promised to clean up the tunnel, make it safe and a beautiful gateway to and from Rainier Village, and raised upwards of $3,600. The GoFundMe has since been taken down. This is all about us trying to keep our community from having our children have to witness this stuff, he explains. The choke point has become dangerous. Advocates for the unhoused, as well as some of Iliff's own neighbors, were outraged by the efforts to prevent unhoused people from erecting tents in a rare, shady spot during the hottest weekend of the year. The South Robertson Neighborhood Council tells Los Angeles that it wasn't alerted to the plan before it was executed. Olga Lexell, who sits on the council's land use and transportation committees, says she regularly spoke to the unhoused residents in the tunnel and never felt unsafe. In her opinion, the boulder placement, which took place outside of any formal neighborhood approval process, needs to be investigated. As somebody living in this neighborhood, I want to know that these kind of processes are being considered democratically. If I saw something on the council agenda about putting rocks under the freeway during a heat wave so that unhoused people have nowhere to go, I would have attended that meeting, and as a member of the public, I would have spoken out. Before Sunday, the tunnel was home to 3 unhoused people, who some residents say mostly kept to themselves except when they were visiting with a friendly, housed neighbor dropping off goods or local activists checking in. The tunnel's residents started disappearing a few weeks ago after 2 of them were taken away by police. When the last unhoused resident had not been spotted in his settlement for a few days, the group of homeowners behind the GoFundMe seized the opportunity. Herb Wesson is getting his team to get the rocks moved as soon as possible. At a South Robertson Neighborhood Council meeting conducted via Zoom on Tuesday, September 8th, more than 60 people called in to voice their disgust with the boulders. Only 4 people who spoke were in favor. On Twitter, Herb J. Wesson Jr., the city councilman who represents the neighborhood, condemned the boulders as wrong on so many levels and promised that his office would make sure they were removed. But as the Tuesday's council meeting dragged on, activists from the Services Not Sweeps Coalition mobilized to do the job themselves, removing about 40 of the boulders from inside the tunnel using rented dollies. They left behind signs condemning the installation and asking those responsible to consider using the funds spent on the rocks on services for the unhoused. Brianna Castirsano, an organizer with the Services Not Sweeps coalition, says that activists believe that the people who placed the boulders had help from local government. City Council is so known for these shady backdoor deals. You never really know what's going on behind closed doors. During a Thursday meeting at the South Robertson Neighborhood Execute Council, Iliff said that he had been contacted by law enforcement and threatened with a charge of illegal dumping if the boulders weren't removed within 24 hours. He claimed that he had received help from the city office in Districts 5 and 10 and that he had spent more of the GoFundMe money on having them removed. On Thursday afternoon, they were spotted being hauled away. Lexell, whom emailed South Robertson Neighborhood Council board members about the rocks when they were first installed, says she received multiple harassing emails and phone calls from people who were in favor of the boulder project. Still, she doesn't regret speaking up on behalf of her unhoused neighbors. Obviously, the more that the public speaks out about it, the more the neighborhood council is likely to condemn this. Alright. So, yeah. That fucking happened, and it was bullshit. Let's see, what's this guy's name? Let's get a picture of his face up there, so y'all can see exactly who is doing this. Peter Iliff. Peter. He's got the perfect name since he's a fucking dick. There he is. And look, smiling with a homeless man. Fuck that guy. Fuck that guy. Fuck everybody who knows that guy. If y'all don't cancel this motherfucker, I swear to God. He wrote Point Blank, Varsity Blues, Rites of Passage, Patriot Games, Under Suspicion, Prayer of the Roller Boys. This motherfucker does not deserve to be in Hollywood. He does not deserve to have the money that he has. Man, that makes me mad. Turn my face back on. Alright, so... oh, God. And I know a lot of you are like, well, good. Push the homeless people out. Get rid of them. They need to get fucking jobs. Or get out of the way. Do you fully understand how hateful your heart has to be to see homeless people out there, and instead of trying to help these people, you just try to get rid of them? There were 3 people living under that tunnel. 3 people. This was not an area where this wasn't Skid Row where it was just lined with tent after tent after tent after tent, and the whole area smelled like feces, and there were clear drug addicts. People were coming and talking to these people. People were coming and trying to help them. There were 3 of them. And now, you know, there's just these ugly ass boulders where there used to be human beings. He raised $3,000 to place these boulders. How much money could he have done for these people with that $3,000? There were 3 people, you know. Had he invested $1,000 into each one of those human beings and tried to help them, how much more could he have done? But y'all don't think about helping the homeless. You only think about getting rid of the homeless. Getting them out of your sight. Getting them gone so you don't have to look at it anymore. Because you have a nice life. And you only want to look at the nice, happy things. But the world isn't a nice, happy place. And there's a lot of us that are living out here and we are suffering. And you turning a blind eye to it, you know, as much as that hurts, it's also expected. But to go out of your way to make it harder for a homeless person to survive, that's Satan. That is the devil working through that man. And he's got the money to do whatever the fuck he wants. And he's going to use that money for hatred. Imagine having that much money and choosing to use it for evil. Choosing to use it to get rid of human beings instead of help human beings. It's fucked up. And it's a big part of what makes me feel like there's no point in trying. Because people do not care about the homeless. They do not care if you're genuinely a human being that's trying to survive. You're not making money, so you don't matter, and a huge rock would be a better replacement than you. Really think about where you are as a human being and imagine somebody saying, you know, we're tired of seeing you. We're tired of dealing with you. We want to put a huge rock right here and just look at that big rock. So can you take your struggles and your life, just take it someplace, you know, out in the woods maybe, where the nature is, but don't stay there long. You know, because we got to cut those down. We got to get rid of that nature, too, because we don't like that. So, but, you know, until the police find you, or we run you out with our tractors, can you just go out to the woods and live? Thanks. Cool. Yeah. Y'all are doing real great taking care of us. And yeah, you know, it's not your responsibility to take care of us. But it's not your responsibility to get rid of us either. If you're not going to take on the responsibility to help, why are you taking on the responsibility to get rid of? That's fucking... Isn't it called gentrification? When a white person buys a whole lot of land in a black neighborhood and then tries to raise the price of everything in the black neighborhood so that the black people can't afford to live there anymore because the white person likes the neighborhood and wants to clean it up and make it beautiful for the white people. This is them cleaning up this homeless area so that the white rich people won't have to look at these poor, sad, pathetic human beings that are dying in the streets. And instead of helping them and reaching out to them, they would rather push them into a gutter where they can die quietly out of their sight. And I don't know if that's what money does to you or if that's just what these people are. But most of the people in the world that have the big money, they think the same way. They don't instantly think, I can help this person. They instantly think, I need to get rid of this problem. Because I don't like looking at it. And it's a problem. And not a human being.